Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Hey, Veronica. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Jenny. Purple. All right, my Wi-Fi has been going in and out today. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. Okay, good. You can hear me? Okay. Hey, Amelia. Hey, Amanda. Just IJC. Hey, Julie. Hey, Dave G. We got the men gonna be modding the chat tonight. Mr. Sher will be here a little bit. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Cece. And Carolina, I hope you feel better. Hey, Gray. Hey, Nellie. Hey, Florida. I've got a lot of you in here. Go up here more. Hey, Dana and Sue, Shelly, Lavina. Hey, Michelle. Crimea River. I liked your comment I saw earlier. You had me laughing when you said you're laughing and no one else knows what you're laughing at. Your earbuds in. I do that all the time. My kids are always looking at me like I'm crazy. Hey, Rolo. Rolo? Yeah. So in a few minutes here, we're going to have Dr. B on here and Caffeine Q. I'm sure a lot of you guys know Caffeine. Lavina, yeah, Purple's modding. She mods everywhere. Because she's so good at it. Hey, Dot. Hey, Annette. Good evening from Florida. Oh, I love Florida. Hey, Lori. Okay, so, hey, Teresa. Hey, DJ. So I wanted to start, since I know, like, not even just other creators, but even some people who are subscribers, just there's been so many people who have been advocating for the Watts and trying to really help them. And then, you know, prior to the like the shit hitting the fan, right? Because it is crazy. I think a circus is like too kind to call it at this point because it's absolutely crazy what's going on. And 1 second, I'm going to turn my notifications off here. There we go. Okay. But anyways, I think it's important because I know for me and a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people say, like they didn't really think that the Watts were around on social media. They thought it was all the Ruziks that were all over YouTube and Facebook, and no one really thought the Watts was involved in it, right? But that is definitely not the case. So I thought it'd be interesting to interview some of my friends and other creators and people who I know have personally gotten involved with one or more family member involved, either with the Ruzik side or the Watt side, or anyone who's been involved even with Cherylyn Cadle. So I think it's interesting to hear like what these people who all helped, what their original thoughts and theories were on the case, and then where they stand today after, you know, for a while actually thinking that you're being friends and that you're helping the family and you're advocating for them, and then to just get tossed aside when you're no longer, I don't know, helping them to how they feel they need the help or something. But there's just been too many that I know have just done a lot for numerous people involved and just been treated not really the best. So I thought you guys would like to hear like how they were thinking before and how they feel now after being involved with the family members. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Mama Bear. You guys hear me all right? There we go. Hey, Dr. B.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for being here. You've been kind of like in hiding a little bit. Everyone's missed you.
I've been around. I've just been staying low and grieving, the usual.
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, husband calling. Let's see if I can fix that 1 second.
Oh, that sounds better.
Okay,
Hi,
is that better?
Stephanie. Yeah, much better.
Okay,
Hi,
awesome.
Stephanie. Oh, so many familiar names in chat. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mama Bear, Brenda.
Hey, Nay. Oh, there's Caffeine. Caffeine, my love. We've missed you.
Hi, Caffeine.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hear you good.
Great. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
So I figured to jump into it. I want to start with caffeine, but first I think to just let's get a reminder and a fresher, like where you stood at the beginning of
I'm not
how
sure
you thought that the treatment of the Watts was. Oh, is that better?
You want me to go first, yeah?
Yeah.
Dr. B.
You first, Caffeine.
Okay, so what did you say again?
Just like let's refresh everyone where you were, like at the beginning of all of this, from when you first learned what was his porch sermon, or whenever you first found out about the Watts, and how you thought about the case and what you thought about the treatment towards the Watts family then, before having any interactions with the family.
Okay, I first found out about the case. I watched the Lifetime movie. And when I saw the Lifetime movie, I actually thought that Shanann could have possibly hurt her girls. I mean, because it's not uncommon for mothers who are going through divorce and feeling lost and feeling that that they're not going to be able to financially support their family to do that. So that was my thought at first. So I decided to get back on Facebook because I had been on Facebook with another case, and I left. I think it had been about 2 years, and I came back and I found Jana's group, Jana F's group. And I started looking at all the conversations that was going on in the group. And then I found Dr. B's group, and then I found Unmask group. But I did. I felt like that possibly she could have hurt her girls, that it was her. But then I started looking at all the conversations and things that was being said. And I said, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about that she could have hurt her girls. So I was kind of like back and forth. I didn't know what to feel until I got into Dr. B's group and I started listening to a lot of things. And then I heard Chris's confession in 2019. Once I heard that confession, I believed that he annihilated his family. And then I saw the letters that he wrote to Cherylyn Cadle. And then I was convinced, yeah, he did it. Why would he say the things that he said if he did not hurt his girls? It didn't make sense to me for someone to go into details the way that he did if he didn't do it.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Okay. And what about you, Dr. B?
Oh, sorry. I'm still fumbling around, trying to settle in. Stella's giving me a hard time.
Stella.
She won't leave me alone. Sorry. All right. So, where was I with the cat case? You said, well, my history with the case goes back all the way to the beginning, basically, but I didn't get involved with the case on YouTube until March 2019, when his confession came out. That's when I got in touch with the armchair detective. And then from there, everything just kind of like snowballed into what it is today. Like, I had no idea that there's YouTube communities and stuff like that. Like, I just thought people upload their soccer games on YouTube. So this whole thing was new to me. So as I was learning, I became kind of preoccupied with Alan's trolls for a while, because they were really going at it. He has some of the most ruthless trolls out there.
Yes.
So I was preoccupied with that for a while. So that was between March and December of 2019. And in December is when a Watts family friend reached out to me. And I guess now thinking back, vetted me, and we talked a little bit, and she asked me to contact Cindy and speak with her. And Cindy, basically, our conversation was about, basically it ended up with, would I talk to Chris? Because Cindy was desperate to have him tell her the truth. Because she was really confused. There's so many inconsistencies that she's been told about, that she's read. She told me she watched all of NK's interviews, and she feels like they just let her off just like that. And so I felt that frustration that I think everyone over this time who had any contact with them really have heard already. So this is nothing new. But for me, it was because that's what I wanted. And, like, we were looking in the case this whole time. By this time, I already had my channel going, and we were looking at NK and all the different timelines. We were putting together the timeline and everything. So we were like knee deep in research by this time when they reached out. So that's when I told Cindy that I agreed to meet with them first, and they were planning a visit to Wisconsin to see Chris in March of last year. And that's when I was supposed to meet with the family in person. We were supposed to talk and figure out what the plan was. Well, March came, and the Watts did fly out to Wisconsin. However, they flew right back because that was a day when everything went on lockdown. So, and the prison went on lockdown, so because of COVID, and that's when everything kind of started. So they went back to North Carolina, and we never got to meet. So that kind of put a wrench into that whole, I guess, of what I was asked to help with. So
Right.
while COVID was going on, like, that's where, I wasn't imposing myself. And I heard you say that, a couple of people thought that the Watts were quote unquote friends. I never went into this considering the Watts my friends. I consider,
Right.
this is a family that is involved in a high profile case. And for me to run around and say that they're my friends when I don't know those people, they are in a highly unusual situation right now in their life. They don't know what they're doing, how they're coping. Obviously, they're a mess. We can see the consequences of that and the ripple effect on social media. So I think it's highly inappropriate when people go in and build these quote unquote friendships with people who are not capable right now of having they don't have the capacity to form relationships right now because they're hurting,
Mhm.
they're
Mhm.
suffering, they're trying to heal. But healing is much more difficult than staying in denial.
Mhm.
And I think the fact that what we're seeing now on social media and some of the things that the Watts signed their names to is a perfect example of that. That the stakes for having to face the truth and having to start the healing process towards acceptance, that is something that I know for sure that Cindy right now would not be able to handle. So I think that, in my opinion, and personal opinion, like this is not mental health or medical advice or none of that. This is just my personal opinion. But this is some people might find it entertaining and some people might find it like tea and drama, and we got all these people
Mhm.
to talk crap about. I mean, we have a common enemy now, so it almost seems like there's some sort of unity happening in the true crime community because we can all
Mhm.
lash out at one person. But that doesn't really solve anything, because we can throw all the hate that we want at Kim, Lana, whoever. Like, I think both of them, from what I've seen, are just perpetuating the Watts denial. So I don't know. See, I lost my train
Right.
of thought. So I'll just shut up there.
Whew.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So, well, I know we're trying to be respectful as possible, but I think you said it well when like people are. I mean, we have some people calling the other family mom and pops or whatever, and Mama Sandy and Papa Ruzik and all that, right? So it's just
That's
it's
sick.
so wrong what these people are doing for some views. And they claim, like Mr. Share says it all the time, all these people will claim, like, I don't care about the views. But then why did you make a channel? And especially if you're trying to fight for something, or you're trying to advocate for a family, um, you definitely want the views because you want it to get out there, right? The more people it reaches. So that's one thing Mr. Share always has a really good point about mentioning.
Yeah. Oh, and that was the other thing. So I didn't quite finish, but I did. Yeah, so that was a plan to meet with them, but then COVID happened. So between COVID, I think March of last year, and then into the summer, we had started talking to Jamie more. Um,
Mm,
and I was kind of continuing to do my own and like research, because like I had started my personal timeline. I immediately get a flashback of the binders. So here I come with my Excel sheet. Um, I started that like as soon as the discovery came out. So that was my own research, because I was trying to put that story together in my head for my book eventually. So when I had that conversation with Cindy, you know, that's what she was saying. She said that, well, if you're writing a book, that would be totally fine, because we just want to figure out like what went wrong, where did we go wrong, what happened, and if he did do this, how, because
mm,
I cannot see it. So that was that. So when that didn't work out, then all of the online stuff was going on, a lot of the trolling, a lot of the calling people's work, Jamie's kids were being doxxed left and right. And that's when Caffeine came into picture, and she offered her help. So Caffeine, do you want to,
Yes.
yes, pick up from there?
Right. Dr. B was telling me, we were talking about how Weld County had let the Watts down. You know, they had all of this advocacy going on for the Rusex, but the Watts didn't get anything. So I felt really bad about that. So I told Dr. B, I said, well, you know, I'm an advocate. I have been doing it for years, and I stopped. I said, you know, I offered my help. I would help the Watts with, you know, whatever they needed. So I found out that Cindy wanted to get her reimbursement for therapy that she had had. She paid out of pocket. So I was talking to Jamie about it because we had our little chat group with her. And I was telling her that if I could, you know, help to get her mom's reimbursement, I would love to do that. So it took a while, and she finally felt comfortable enough. And she gave me the number, and I contacted Cindy. And she didn't jump at it right away, I have to say. And I was happy about that because she didn't know me. And she asked me a question. She said, you know, why do you want to help me? I said, well, I heard that you were trying to get your money back for your therapy, and you were having problems with Weld County. And I said, if it's possible to get your reimbursement, you know, I would love to help you with that. So she agreed. I contacted Weld County. I talked to the lady at the victims compensation over the victims compensation program. She was very, very nice and respectful. She told me what I needed to get. She told me she had spoke to Cindy, and she felt bad because Cindy felt like, you know, that they didn't want to help her, but she told me the paperwork that Cindy needed. And I said, okay, you know, I'll contact her and let her know. So I did. And I told her what she needed. She told me that she had sent them all the papers. I asked her, I said, well, you know, would you feel comfortable with me contacting the therapist? And she said, yes, but, you know, will she give you everything that we talked about? I said, no, I don't want any of that. Only thing I need is the insurance information so I can help you get your reimbursement. So Dr. B drew up a form. We filled out everything, and we sent it to Cindy. And I don't know, you know, what stopped it, but it did. Everything was put into place where she could have gotten her
Kim stopped
reimbursement.
it. Let's be real. Kim stopped
Yeah.
it.
And then everything stopped.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Yeah. And then Kim came into play. And I was very upset about that because, I mean, it was quite a bit of money that she was going to get back. And then all of a sudden, nothing because of Kim.
Yeah. Why would she want to stop the family from getting the help?
I don't know. I don't know. I have not a clue. The last time I spoke to, well, I didn't actually speak to Cindy. I texted her and I wished her a happy Thanksgiving, and that was it for me. Because Kim was on board, and we just was not going to be on board with what she was saying. You know, the things that she was saying, we was like, no. You know, we said we were in this to do no harm. And what she was saying was doing a lot of harm, and there was no facts behind it. So, you know, I decided to step away from that. And that was it for us.
Oh, wow. And you guys have kept that fairly, like, quiet too. It's not something you guys go around and talk to everybody
No.
about.
No one knew.
Because it's not for the public to
Right.
discuss.
You guys were really trying to help and not worried about a video or views on your channel, which
Exactly.
hello,
Exactly.
people.
And I told everybody, actually, not just the Watts, but anybody, even my mods, even you, Share. I've told been telling everybody from the beginning that, to me, like, one of the most important parts is being direct and being transparent and being just open, being able to talk. So I told that to the Watts as well, because there were a lot of trolls going around. And so I felt like I needed to make that known, that if there are any issues, if there's any problems, that you can come to me and we can have a conversation about that. And there were a couple of instances where Cindy called me and she did say, you know what, I'm taking you up on this. You said to come to you first. So this is what I've been told. What do you have to say? And, 99.9% of the time it was BS from other people who were in their ear. Because we saw that relatively quickly. I mean, we noticed that the Watts were talking to almost like every Watts Islander out there, you know. And each time I would have a conversation with Cindy, I could hear, it's so weird, I could hear people's theories in her words. Like some of the key words, like she would say something like, I mean, for goodness sakes, Natasha, Shanann didn't even die until Tuesday. Did you know that? I'm like, Cindy, stop. Get it out of your head. And so it's like, I think that's where, for us, that's where Weld County dropped the ball. And I think the same goes for the Rusaks too, because they got involved. Although the Rusaks they're a different story, but I feel with the Watts, because they didn't get recognized as victims until they had private counsel put a motion in for that, and that was right before sentencing. So that means that all the time previous to the sentencing, meaning the drafting of the plea deal, the stipulations of the plea deal, and all of that stuff that victims are entitled to, like Rourke said, he flew out to North Carolina and had this conversation with with Sandy and Frank. And the same thing would have happened with the Watts if they were at that time considered victims, but they weren't. So that's where I felt the Watts had a really strong case to make with Weld County. And that's what we were kind of working on, so much so that, I mean, Caffeine was getting phone calls from the Department of Justice. Like, we went far.
Yeah, we did.
And it definitely, I mean, even Weld County does acknowledge that they did not do a great job with the redaction of the documents and protecting witnesses and victims' privacy in the release of the discovery. So the direction that we were going in was not to help Chris get out. There was no talk about innocence or guilt. We told Cindy, Jamie, and they all knew from the beginning that that was not our goal. If we could help them with the Weld County stuff, and it is a good, it's a issue to think about, because there are a lot of families of perpetrators who might find themselves in this situation, and it is a unique situation. And Cindy even told me stories about what's his name, Jake Patterson, the guy who kidnapped that girl in Wisconsin. That's another high profile case. He ended up being housed with Chris. And Cindy told me that she was in contact with that guy's father, who is innocent, who's a good man, hardworking. He didn't raise a sociopath. And she said that was helping her, and it was also helping them. So I just saw a lot of potential there. And our heart was in the right place. But when it started, when it started becoming apparent that there were other people like Kim who had different agendas, we removed ourselves, because we actually didn't want to be associated with any of this.
Right.
So
I think that's interesting because, as you guys know now, Ronnie had also reached out to Kim, unjustified, and had asked her if we could help and work with Kim, KK. And we said no. Mama Kim called me, and, Ronnie knew that we were kind of like, she drags me into everything she does. I'm her little helper. So Ronnie was in contact with me as well. And yeah, he knew how I felt about KK and what she was doing, but there was, he would still answer me if it was something that I could make him look good online about, make the family look better online about, then he would talk to me, even though he knew the dislike I had for what KK was doing and, well, what a lot of them were doing. And I couldn't understand. And that's when he left to Colorado is when he stopped responding to me. And I just think it's interesting to learn now how it was Ronnie. Ronnie was reaching out to all these people. He reached out to you, reached out to Kim, reached out to a few others that I'm learning recently. But I honestly was blind to all that because I guess you could say the Ruziks came out a little more strong all over social media than the Watts did. I always thought the Watts were just keeping to themselves, quiet, and it's just not the case. I mean, you guys must have felt like, it was a slap in the face, right?
It was a slap in the face. Initially, it shocked me. But I did see it coming though, because when I had one of my final conversations with Cindy, I told the girls, I told them, I think I'm out. Like, I can't do this. This is not gonna end well. I don't think she's ready. Like, I don't think she's even there yet. So, because like I said, in the beginning, when we first started talking, it was more about, help me understand what happened, how it happened. He needs to tell me. She just wanted Chris to talk to him. And at first, I remember thinking, like, wow, okay, his mom wants to talk to me. So that must be like, I was hoping to get some insight into Chris, through her. Like, I thought it would give me insight, and it did, but I meant, like, in terms of the case, like details in the case, like, does she know something that we don't know? Like, what can we learn here? But with everyone in this case who was quote unquote on the inside, nobody knows anything, but they're all talking to Chris. That's what I couldn't understand. Like, how do you have all these questions when you just have that MRFer sitting right there in front of you? Like, why doesn't anyone just ask him? Like, I didn't get it, but I think that's another example of what we're seeing now, is that the Watts don't know how to communicate. They don't. And I don't think they know how to deal with emotions. I don't think they know how to handle people in general. So I think right now all of those negatives, I guess, are magnified now. Because here, think about it like this. The word discarded comes up a lot, even for me. How easy it is for them to just cut people off. And I thought about that a lot, but when you look at isolating or isolation, or suppressing, repressing, avoiding something, that's a normal human trait. We all do that. It's our regular coping mechanism. We tend to avoid things in order to keep some sort of balance in our mind and body, and so on and so forth. So I do that all the time. For example, in my personal life, I avoid things into the very last minute. And I think I reward myself subconsciously thinking that, oh, I work well under pressure, but really it's just not knowing how to adult. But the Watts are now under the magnifying glass, and they're avoiders. And that's why, that's probably maybe part of the reason why it's easy for them to just cut someone off, because like, what the hell, where to even start with their emotional turmoil? I don't know.
Right.
So,
Wow.
but besides Wall
Question
County, of
for you
course.
guys.
Oh, sorry.
Do you now, after your experience trying to help the family, do you still see things like, how do you see the whole Cherylyn Cadle thing now? Do you think that she was still a user, or would you think maybe she did what she was supposed to and the Watts discarded her as well?
I think, in my opinion, Chris is responsible for Cadle. There are several people on Watts Island that Chris himself brought on, and that's Cherylyn Cadle and Anna. And both have been removed relatively quickly from the Watts. Cadle, I'm not surprised, because Cadle, but I do think that now, reflecting back on it, Cindy, I think, was telling me that, this was supposed to be Chris's testimony or whatever, that Cadle lied to them. But thinking back on it, I actually think that Chris knew exactly what he was doing. I think that because he's an avoider as well, he's a wuss. He didn't have the guts, and still doesn't, to look his family in the eyes and tell them, walk them through, answer all of their questions, instead of being a pussy and saying, yeah, what I told them is true, like he usually does, beating around the bush. Like, he needs to sit down with his parents and he needs to tell them what the F happened. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, see, that happens in this case.
It does.
I don't know what I was even talking about.
Well, for me with
What about you,
Cadle,
Caffeine?
I didn't know much about Cherylyn Cadle, in the beginning, because I wasn't around when she wrote her first book. When I came on the scene, the book was already out and people were talking about how she had plagiarized the book. But when she came back, I heard everything that people were saying, but when she came back, you give people a chance. I didn't know her. So I joined her group, and I saw her say something that I knew was a lie, and I couldn't understand why she was telling people this in her group. Why was she saying that, Jamie was on board 100% with her book? And that wasn't true. So I said to her, Cherylyn, if you're going to say that, show the whole text. Why are you trying to make people feel that she's on board with this? And I did it in a respectful way, and she booted me out of her group. Ever since then, I have no respect for Cherylyn Cadle, because why lie? There was no need to lie. You're writing another book. Jamie wasn't on board with the book. She just said, I wish you luck. That was it. Wishing somebody luck doesn't mean that they agree with what you're doing. And she didn't. So ever since then, yeah, I don't have any respect for Cadle. That's my opinion. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I still don't, but I do wonder if maybe she was judged a little unfairly in that aspect after getting closer to the situation and seeing what's happened to people. I have wondered that, but I mean, I still have my personal dealings with her and I know what she tried to do, so I still don't think she's a great person. But
and maybe that's
somebody had
what
said,
I'm feeling.
yeah.
that she's not a great
Yeah,
person, because what I saw, there was just no need for that. You know, you're back, you're writing a new book. There's no need to start off lying, and that's what I saw her doing. And I
right.
just asked her about it, and I got booted out of her group, and I was like, no, there's an agenda here, and it's not going to be good.
Mhm. Yeah, she unfortunately does make it clearly
I want
obvious
to
what
respond
she's
to Small
doing.
Town Girl question. She's saying, I
Yeah.
understand grief and I really understand denial. At what point do the Watts accept accountability for where they are? I think that's a great question. And I think that was a question that I thought a lot about. I mean, I couldn't sleep at nights, and the girls know that. I would be in chat all the time trying to figure out what is going on. But the thing about denial, denial, we talk about that a lot in recovery literature. And one of the acronyms that one of my guys came up with was denial stands for don't even know I'm lying. So in that sense, how do you start grieving and get out of denial when you don't even know you're in denial? So my answer to that is, as long as people like Kim and Lana and others have access to victims, to vulnerable people like that, I think it's going to continue going until the pain outweighs reality.
Mm.
So basically, it's like sit back and watch the train wreck, and it's frustrating not being able to, because I think a lot of people in the true crime community, a lot of us are women, over 90% of us, and I think we have this natural intuition. So you can get a feel for a lot of the dynamics that are going on, and yeah, I just want to kind of just jump in and like smack everyone around and say, like, get it together already, But that's the part where I think a lot of people get tripped up, because they want to be the ones to rescue and save and do this and that. So it is a little bit about that ulterior motive. And I think that's where what Caffeine was saying earlier, our thing was to do no harm. So that means that we clearly see that this family is not in a place where they're ready to go down the healing road. For me to continue to hover and to try to push them into any direction would be irresponsible and would cause harm ultimately. So knowing our limitations, I guess, is important too.
Mm-hmm.
I talk too much. I'm going to mute myself now.
No, you're fine. I got
I
a
mean, I can
question.
also say it also bothered me when I found out that there were a lot of people reaching out to help the Watts. I mean, credible people.
Mhm.
And to say that there was no one tried to help them, turned out to be false. That wasn't true. There was a lot of people
Mhm.
that, wanted to help them and wanted to help them for the right reasons, not for YouTube views or anything like that. And yeah, that made me sad when I found that out. It was like,
Right.
why tell me no one tried to help when there was a lot of people that did try to help?
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. That's when I had to kind of step back. It really started standing out to me about like a month ago maybe, and then talking to a bunch of different people and just honestly seeing it and watching what's happened and talking to Ronnie, and it started feeling almost like Ronnie was just using certain people to, they really only wanted one narrative going out there, and even if you were to help them, like somebody asked, how were you girls sitting on this information the whole time and not saying anything? Well, like Caffeine said, some people really cared about truly helping and advocating for the family and not about a video on YouTube or views or any of that nonsense. It's not what they were really
Right.
trying to help. Am I a calming lady? I've never been called that before. Are the Watts pathological liars too, like their son? I think that's a great question.
I can answer that. I don't know about Ronnie. I didn't have much interaction with him. I spoke with him a couple of times, and that was on a call with Cindy. So I don't know. But as far as Cindy, I don't think she's a liar. She is pretty consistent, actually, in what she says and what she's been saying. So as many people as there are who are starting to come forward that they've been in contact with Cindy, pretty much most of them are consistent in what their understanding was of Cindy. So I don't think they're liars. I think they have people who are very quote unquote dominant personalities who are in Cindy's ear and
Would you
have
say
been in
they're
her ear.
naive then?
Very.
No, well,
In a
no, not
sense.
really, but in a sense, because I think what happened here, with Kim in particular, because that's kind of where I walked away when I realized what was going on. But with Kim in particular, I mean, she was telling Cindy things like, when Chris gets out, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. So for 2 years, she's listening to this person give her autopsies to read and talking about injuries of her grandchildren and planting the image of Shanann doing that with that picture like she did in her very first video. And as outrageous as that is, imagine then knowing that family personally, and let alone that being your grandchild. So this image is being planted, and Chris is not helping, by the way. So this is Chris's fault mostly, because he's just sitting by not taking accountability, but he's watching this unfold, and he's watching these crazy women line up and tell them these crazy interpretations of the discovery and what happened and who killed who. So yeah, I mean, my last conversation with Cindy, you know, I told her, I said, you know, Cindy, when we talked about the truth. Saying that Shanann killed the girls, that's not the truth. That is a truth. And that's not what we agreed to. And she kind of broke down and just kind of said, I just want to hear him say that he didn't hurt my babies. And I told her, I mean, hearing that broke my heart, because that right there speaks volumes. And I just told her that I don't think I can do that for her. And that was it. That was our last call. But yeah, so I think that she's desperate. She's desperate. And at this point, I think in a psychological sense, maybe she has nothing left to lose. She's crucified already. She has nothing left to lose. And if Chris is going to continue being the coward that he is, then yeah, I mean, what have they got to lose if in the end these lunatics are right? You know, that's what they have their eyes on. They want, you know, I don't know. But is it right? No. Does it look bad? Yes. Is it bad? Yes. I don't think there's a comeback from this for the Watts. So, you know, it's sad, but yeah, small town girl said too, they have to want to help themselves first. So
Right.
And another thing that shocked me is that, like, when I was talking to Cindy, she never bashed Shanann, not at all. And to hear Kim
No.
come out and no, she didn't, not one time. And there's one time her and we spoke maybe for about 4 hours, and she talked about the regrets that she had. She talked about, how she wished that she could do things over again, and how she wished that she had went to, Cece's birthday party. She talked about that and the pain that was in her voice. And to hear Kim come out and talk about how Shanann possibly could have been drunk and all of that, I'm like, how in the world can they get on board with this? It's like, this is terrible. To hear her say that, I'm like, there's no way that they can believe this. There's no way that they can support this. And if they're supporting this, then is everything that she told me false? Was it that kind of anger and hatred going on? Because I couldn't put two and two together, not from what I heard. And it was sincere. I mean, I'm a stranger. She didn't have to lie to me. And I know she wasn't. And to hear Kim come out and say the things that she was saying, I just couldn't
Right.
see how they could support that.
Yeah, that's kind of why, I mean, I can't exactly help advocate for that family when it just, who they have backing them is all wrong. The things that those people are about is all wrong. And I really wish Lana would come on here and answer some very tough questions for me. I mean, she did text me at almost 3 a.m. this morning, so maybe
Well,
she will.
Lana actually agreed to do an interview with me. I just
Ooh.
haven't reached out to her yet because I have no
Well,
idea what the hell is going on anymore.
she's got to answer the very tough questions. I know she went on
Well, that's what
Critical
I
K,
want to
but that still
ask. I
doesn't
mean, but
impress me much. Yeah.
there's a couple of questions that I
Like what?
have.
Yeah. And like, no disrespect, but I think helping, because I mean, I was kind of doing the same things for a different inmate before. And I do think if you're going to put yourself in that role, you almost need, for your own mental health, you need to get like yourself a therapist, because I can't see like what is going on where you can be mocking the murder victims, the children and all that, but then you're now in a fight with this family, and everything that's happened doesn't make the family look good one bit. It damages the family even more. I mean, I can't advocate for a family that's in support of that.
Look, my thing with her is, and the whole Shazam thing, and this was gonna be what I was gonna ask her about too, because that is something that you can't just sweep under the rug, and that's something that she needs to tackle head on. And if she was sincere, see, this is where I get concerned, because you can tell a person's intentions by their actions. So if she was sincere about this fight for justice, then why the firewalls? Why the conditions? You can be a part of this, but no, that wasn't like. I don't know what she told the Watts to have them accept and get over the fact that she mocked their dead grandchildren,
Right.
or what she lied to them about. But apparently Jamie thinks that that's not whatever her name is in that video. So the point is, like, to try to deny it or twist it in any sort of way is an insult to all of our intelligence. I mean, unless you're a freaking pineapple, like, girl, it was you in that video. All right. it was you. Now we've established that. Now you can put the mask down, open that heart up of yours just a little bit, be human, and tell us what the hell got into you. And if she said something along the, because look, if anyone has an inappropriate sense of humor, that would be me. I've already gotten in trouble with the Shiners for certain jokes that I made that didn't even have anything to do with shenanigans. So I get it. But so I get it if you have an inappropriate sense of humor. But girl, you need to come up and say, like, oh shit, like I didn't realize at the time. I make bad decisions a lot. This isn't my first time doing this. I'm so sorry. Yeah, like be sincere in your response to this. I mean, it's not just gonna go away. And straight up lying to people and gaslighting is only going to make matters worse, and that's not going to bring traffic to your website, nor is it going to push you in any direction towards your goal. Like nobody's going to want to support that. Like I can't stand behind that. If you truly were transparent, if this was an organization that makes sense, that I would know for a fact what I was supporting, who I was supporting with my support and my donation, because this isn't about paying $10 to hear Jamie's most private, intimate thoughts. Like, talk about exploitation. I mean, this is just wrong on so many levels. So if anything, like, I wanted to have a conversation with her about that. Maybe I'm not getting it. Like, what the hell is going on?
Well, I'm not getting it either because I don't understand.
Yeah.
There's no professionalism. I mean, to say that, you are the only one that could have done this for the Watts, and then emails are getting leaked and IDs are getting leaked, and you call this professionalism? This is professionalism to you? This is you being an advocate for the Watts?
Yeah.
I
You guys,
don't
please don't be sending screenshots of your personal ID to Lana. That is not okay. In fact, I don't even know if that's legal for her to ask you to join a Facebook group. Please don't do that. I heard a lot of you have actually been taking screenshots of your driver's licenses and sending them in to Lana. Use your head, you guys. Come on. To join a stupid Facebook group? Crazy. I want to name myself shit. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's been requesting to join her Facebook group that in order to be accepted, you need to send a screenshot of your driver's license to her. No lie. Kidding. I mean, that's what she's saying.
It's almost
Not
like
a
a bad
chance. And
game
people
that's
are
being
actually
played.
Do you really need in a Facebook group that damn bad that you're willing to do that? The Watts were in that group. Lana knew that would get her. Well, I mean, that makes it even more like it solidifies why, again, I can't back that family now, especially if they were in that group and they knew those videos were for sure going on. And yeah. And
Hey, Cher,
Teresa said if you.
I'm gonna send you an ID on Messenger. So if you could share it, and I give permission for everyone to use this as an ID when they request.
Oh no! Okay.
I'm giving y'all permission to use this fake ID.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Send it in.
This is doctor's orders.
I think I know what the picture might be. Oh God.
Oh yeah, 1 second. The suspense. Dun dun dun. Make sure you get your screenshot fingers ready. And let's mass join with and send that in.
Lana looks like a nerd.
Did you find it, Cher?
I don't know what's going on.
On your messenger?
You know, I think there was. I know that Lana and KK, there was things released where they were planning on letting people know how to hack into people's security systems. Is that really someone you want to be sending your ID to? I don't think so. Shit is weird.
Cher, check your messenger,
Yeah.
girl.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, you know.
Oh my God,
I
I
was like,
got
I didn't get
people
a
in
notification.
suspense. I'm getting muscle cramps in my neck.
Oh my God.
Share that with the people.
Yes. If someone asks you
Oh,
for your
shit. I don't
ID,
know
please, this
how
is what
to.
you send.
Hold on.
Okay, you have to. Hold on.
Hold on.
Share.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to add the third
What?
me. Second me.
Well, we got a full panel. We'll leave you up there. I want an ID of a cat that says I'm not a cat.
All right. Well, now I'm looking now. Now this turned into a whole ordeal.
A whole ordeal. Why
Oh,
are
I
people
found
so
it.
naive to send the people personal info? I know. I couldn't believe it when I seen that, and people really have sent it, even though I okay.
Okay. There you go. Screenshot.
There you go. Send her that ID to get into the
Move the comment.
I did.
There you go.
She'd probably be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the
You're
ID
in.
mission, Lana.
Cheese. Are we in yet?
We can just leave that there for a little while.
Actually, that's fine with me. Oh, holy night.
Yeah, she's not paying attention. She's just going to accept. Hide the knives, Lana. So you think that she's just trying to go around on people's panels, and what does she do? You just try to push the website maybe, or what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what her intentions are. She has a practiced story that she told Critical K, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, so obviously it's gonna be like that in itself is suspicious. So, but I don't know. That's why I was hoping to have a conversation with her to see, is she really thinking that she's helping, and does she really think that she has a foolproof plan for this family?
Mm-hmm.
because if that's the case, then we're dealing with some mass delusion going on. But you know, if it's just a bunch of bullshit, then that shouldn't be difficult to figure out either. And in that case, you know, I don't think that it's up to us YouTubers to get to the bottom of it, but it sounds more like a legal issue.
Yeah. I mean, I would still think that the attorneys would be telling her maybe she shouldn't be going all over online. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure that the lawyers are still not saying.
Well, here's the thing: like the lawyers can't really tell her what to do, anyways. The lawyers were retained on behalf of whoever, but not Lana. So Lana's deal is done. She might have Googled some phone numbers and set up some meetings, but that's it. And unless Chris or whoever their client is gives them permission to communicate with Lana in any capacity, then that's it. Like, she doesn't get inside information, or she doesn't have them on speed dial or whatever. She's not an investigator for them. You know, all of those binders that she put together, like, they're not just going to be like, oh, thanks, gee, you know, you saved us a lot of time. You know, like, they're going to want to do that themselves. So yeah, I mean, I don't, other than Googling them and maybe setting the meeting up, that's it. Like, I think that's as far as Lana's involvement goes with the lawyers. So I don't know what her goal in that would be. And if this website is supposed to be to help Watts pay back all that money that they put down for the retainer, you know, either way, it's sketch. And unless we know exactly what's going on, like, I know I can't support that.
Right.
Yeah, Teresa, bring all your binders. I'm going to bring the binders that we got from Amanda at the Frederick Police Department, and I'll get her external hard drive. I'll get an internal hard drive too. And lots of Excel workbooks.
Well, she claimed on another creator's channel that the lawyers told her to stay off of social media. And here she is on social media. She has a channel now. So I don't get it.
Yeah. And this is just, it was a matter of time, because we saw what Kim did. Like, she came in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah,
and she took off, and it was all just a bunch of bullshit, basically. Packaged up with nice ribbons and cooperate stuff like that. And I think Lana tried to replicate that, but the people of the streets of YouTubes, like Jen would say, I think are wisening up. So good luck.
Yes, Jen is very familiar with the YouTube streets.
Yes. But she's more familiar with the Facebook streets.
Oh, that's right, the Facebook streets.
Brandolyn, will you delete your comment, please? I don't want to advertise that channel on this channel at all. Binders. You guys, I put the link in there if anyone wants to come up, if you have any more questions for Caffeine and Dr. B. I had some, and then of course I forgot to write them all down. I wrote down the main ones I wanted to ask you. Brandolyn, delete that comment. Do you think, well, I mean, I feel like I know, but would you say it's a matter of time before Lana's too?
I would say yes. I'm waiting. I'm waiting patiently.
Yes, I I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of time for sure. And nobody journalist who tried to prove a guy accused of murder innocent. Oh, oh. They want you up here. Jen Liu,
Yes, get your
Yes.
booty up.
Please join
right
us.
up here. She was bashing herself with the creator that's channel she was on. Oh. Hmm.
What was that?
Lana's doing the same exact thing. Yeah. Well, we knew that was going to fall apart, though. I said there was too many. You had Jay, Lana, KK. There's just too many of them, and there's money involved. You knew that they were going to, like, eat each other alive, right? So. Come on, Jenlu. You're not interrupting anything. She was pretending to be someone else. Oh, ladies, what do you think? I didn't ask you what you think about the new files that were released to CDT. Do you think that's kind of like I've been saying I feel like it's bait or something, or again more distraction? But
Hi, Jen.
I
Hi,
don't know what
Dr.
to think
B.
of that. It was pretty weird to see all of that stuff in those files.
I can't figure it out. I think it's just shenanigans if you want to know the truth. I can't figure out what it is. Maybe if I play back the live where they talk about it, because I know they show it. Maybe if I slow it down and actually pay attention, I get too distracted though. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for I really want to blow up Watts Island. Like, I don't even want to be here anymore. It's not enough for me just to escape the island. I want to make it so nobody ever comes back to this island. I want to be done with the island.
We need a fire stick.
We need something. We need some
Hey,
boom.
Cecilia. Hey, girl. All three of the narratives are the same. Yeah, and it does seem like they push the people aside that doesn't follow that narrative. It's crazy to me, but it's what they're doing.
Can someone enlighten me as to what the narrative actually is? Because
I guess.
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't get it. What is their
I guess
narrative?
in saying I guess Shanann harmed the children, but I can't see that. He killed Shanann because she was gonna hurt or kill the children, or she killed the children, so he then killed Shanann, but then he let NK live after she killed the children, and now
Yeah,
people
see,
are
that's
saying, yeah, it's just weird. It's weird.
yeah.
I just don't understand that how that changes anything for him. It
Right.
removes, okay, let's say that in some really alternate universe, like Marvel universe or the DC universe where everything changes all the time, let's pretend we're there. Okay. Okay, let's say that is what happened. I'm not even going to say the whole sentence. You said it and everybody knows what we're talking about. Okay, let's say that's what happened. How does that change anything for him? He still killed Shanann. He's
Right.
still guilty of killing her and the unlawful termination of a pregnancy. That's still a life sentence. He's still guilty of what he did to dispose of them. He's never going to get out. So what is going to be gained from any of this? They want to throw more mud on Shanann. Wasn't enough mud thrown on her when he dug that hole and he put her in it? Didn't he throw enough dirt on her then?
Right.
He's disgusting. And they're disgusting for keeping the Watts the way that they are. They're culpable too. The Watts are culpable in some respects. But these people that are feeding them this cockamamie bullshit is what's keeping them from moving forward and enjoying the rest of their life on this planet, whatever time that is left, with their grandchildren they do have and their daughter. All right, I'm off my soapbox now because they just make me so mad. It's ridiculous.
He's never getting out ever. No, I know.
Is there a dispensary on this island?
We're going to put you in charge of it, Dr. B. You're the doctor.
Start one.
I'm opening up shop.
I think I'm going to need something way stronger, so bring some pharmaceuticals with you. I'll take the weed, but I want something else too.
Girl, just a few years ago, they used to have these smoke houses in Bosnia. I think they call them trap houses these days. But for real,
I think the trap houses are for crack and heroin, not the mocha.
Well, this is not too far off. It's a little like a coffee shop kind of vibe, like, you know, low lights, ambience, like you get a little armchair, love seat type of deal, and you get a little hookah, and you hit the hookah, and it's freaking opium. So it is a trap house.
It's an opium den. Perfect.
So it has been outlawed for quite a while now, so they're not in much use anymore. But
well, if I'm stuck on this island, I want to be all the way turned. I want to be as turned can be. I want to be so turned. KK theories make sense.
We're gonna have some herbal therapy over here.
There you go. You're packing tonight. For where? And I had Mama's red one. Yes, we gotta post that. I think it's in the Facebook group too. I missed that. It was late when I was sleeping, I think. The roast of NK.
Oh, I kind of feel bad for NK. Although, to be fair, I really took it easy on her because stuff that I've said to Caffeine and Dr.B was way harsher. Way harsher. We're talking like Eddie Murphy raw level.
Oh,
roast. It was bad. It just made me mad. I watched her interview one day, one of them, I can't remember which one it was, that set me on fire, but then I got into the chat and I was like, and blah, and she did this, and look at her, she's a clean-up woman, and she's trash. It was bad. It just makes me mad.
is that true?
What?
Well, thank you for that. I know that Aries ID said is joking, but just in case anyone considers it violates Facebook. Oh,
well, guess what else violates
Facebook.
Facebook's terms of service? Asking for an ID. And I'm pretty sure Zuck feels very strongly about this since he had to go and testify in front of the whole ass Senate about privacy issues regarding Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
And our information. Mm-hmm. He took his booster seat and everything. So I'm pretty sure Zuck ain't down with the asking for IDs from, people that are not him.
Mm.
I'm just saying.
I don't know why, but every time I'm a visual person, I visualize everything. Every time I hear Zuckerberg's name, I just think of lizards.
I only ever picture Jesse Eisenberg. I know exactly what Zuckerberg looks like in real life, but I picture Jesse Eisenberg because he played him in Social Network, and he did a really good job. Yeah,
I just had an emotional outburst when you mentioned his name because clearly
coping skills, Dr. B. We've talked about this.
Damn it.
10 breathing or whatever that technique is called.
Yeah, I either completely avoid it or I blurt it out. There's no in between.
Which is why you and I make such a good pair, because I have zero filter.
Yes.
Or I just cut you off completely. You're either I'm all in or all out. That's it. There's no in between with me.
So we have
Yeah, go ahead and send your
our
bank account.
next roast coming up tomorrow too. So tomorrow
Yeah.
will be
Ooh.
a really fun one and a really interesting one. It's the case of the apostle. What is his name? David Taylor.
Yeah.
He's the fake apostle who was deposed in a civil case, and he's just hilarious. So you're gonna want to see that.
Honestly, I think we ought to give Kai Lana's information. Because isn't he in prison? He might be needing to get out, and he's hilarious. And he's a defender of women, not a disposer of women.
Yes.
Chris Watts.
Smash, smash.
Like a pencil stick. Shit.
That's cool. This guy ain't.
Do you think Lana
shit.
sees what people think of her and just shrugs it off? I hope she does that, but I
think she feeds off of
don't
it.
believe. I think she does care because she wants to go around and explain everything. She doesn't want to look like. I don't think anyone wants to look evil.
I do. No, just kidding. I don't want to look evil.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I think that Lana comes from the school of thought, which is not altogether wrong, but in this situation, it's the part that people can put her crazy theories aside and not have such an issue with her. It's the videos. That's it. I think everybody agrees that the videos are what's the worst, but I think that she really thinks that any talk is good talk because at least they're talking. You know what I mean? That's what I think she does anyways. I don't know. I would have put my big chone. I would never have made those videos in the first place, but I've had to apologize a few times in my life. And if I were her, I would have put my big chones on and I would have said I was sorry. And I would have apologized not only to everybody who was offended by those videos, but to the families as well on both sides.
Yeah. I do. I think she should apologize for making. I know she deleted everything, but I think she should apologize and not have. I know, like people were covering for her. Oh, she's like Eminem. What the hell is that? That makes no sense. But it was how people were defending her.
I mean, the videos for me was bad enough, but when she said that Nicole Atkinson jumped down in that window well.
Remember when I came in that chat and said, Kathy?
That's why I'm laughing.
I remember that.
And she climbed through that
Crazy.
window. I was done. I think I stayed on that soapbox for about 2 weeks.
She said, what?
I couldn't believe it.
Jen, are you sure she said that?
She said it.
She said it. She sure did say it.
And she jumped in that window well and climbed through that basement window. I was done. That's when I was done.
Right, because
She didn't have to make a channel. I was done.
the way she busted through that door, right? After the cop said she could come in. Now she hesitated, but once she had permission, she came through that door like she had a full-on no-knock warrant. Okay? What in the actual hell makes anybody think that she would have snuck around down through the basement window?
I know.
Nobody thinks, no, that never would have happened.
She made it sound like a Super Mario's game.
She would have. Come on. And really, you think Shanann would have said, I better sneak you into the basement? No.
You have to find some humor in all of this craziness. You really do. I can laugh at it now, but I was angry. I was angry thinking about that she had the nerve to say that Nicole Atkinson actually jumped down in that window well. and climb through the basement window to spend the night.
I think
That
we
was a
were all.
lot of audacity.
I hope Lana wears cargo pants with pockets for all that audacity she's carrying around.
And she said that she could prove it.
You know what? When she first started that spiel, this is what I honestly thought she was going to come out with. That Nicole Atkinson had a Sancho on the side. That's really where I thought she was going. And then it took a whole, and I was ready to be like, oh, but then it took that really weird, and then she went into the basement. And I was like, wait, what? I had to rewind that part 3 times. I should have what now? Who? Were there snacks? I didn't get it.
But to think that she would actually say that Nicole Atkinson dropped Shanann off, drove around the back just to climb through.
I can't move past that part.
Oh my God.
This is data, you guys. This is just straight data. No, this is what the data shows. Okay, I can't make this up. Click, 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 click.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
This is in the NA tab of my binders. I'm sorry, legal notebooks. Girl. With the scribble all over them. Better get some better penmanship, Lana.
Speaking of pens, stop clicking it.
I can't. I need a pen to click. I'm very upset. I want you all to know how serious I am by the amount of times I click this pen. And then just for effect, I'm going to slam my hand on this desk. So y'all know I'm not playing. And NA did climb through that basement window. She sure did. And she stayed the night.
That purple sleeping mask, NA's.
And then snuck out the front. Yeah.
NA's.
Snuck out the front door like ain't nothing happened. NA. Yeah. Called her son to pick her up. What? Slept through an entire murder?
Hey, I'm a deep sleeper, so
I am too, but come on. There's no way.
Who comes up with a story like that?
I heard Larry on a live the other day. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about people, but I'm sorry, I just said it.
Too late.
I heard him say that he was from the hood. So that's what I want to say. Like, I'm from the hood. I've slept through murder before.
Oh Larry said he was from the hood?
Like
he sure did.
Because, he has that, it's not
accent.
quite a New York accent, right?
That it's politician accent.
It's from like a small town in New York, right? Not like the Bronx or Manhattan or anything like that. So it's like, I'm telling you, I'm from the hood. What? I'm from the hood. No, you're not. Nobody who's from the hood says they're from the hood. That's how you know you ain't from the hood. Nobody claims the hood, Larry. There's your roast. You're welcome.
Yeah, but so that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel Larry. I feel it because I'm from the hood and we sleep through that shit. That's like a Tuesday at my house.
But NA was not from the hood. Okay,
no, exactly.
She is
that's
not
why
fixing to.
That's why we can smell the bullshit.
Exactly.
All filters are off. I'm sorry for cussing.
Okay, no, whose channel are you on?
I don't know, girl. Everybody's going through some transformations.
Larry didn't choose the streets chose Larry.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Well, I mean, he did want a roast, but there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Someone said we are all boring as fuck.
Oh, we are?
Join the club.
Yeah.
Wow.
Firefly whiskey. Wait. Oh, whiskers.
Oh, wow. I've been called a lot of things, but boring AF has never been one of them.
Yeah. That's nice in Bosnia. Like, that's a term of endearment. So thank you, whiskey.
Oh.
The girls always make fun of the Bosnian sayings that we have. And
Because none of them are good news. Okay. They're all like the worst shit that could ever happen to you.
Jolie, what's more boring than being so boring you sit and watch people who bore?
oh, Stella is giving her 2 cents.
We know Stella. Poor Stella.
Mhm.
I know, Stella. I feel your pain, sis. I'm disgruntled too.
Oh God.
Oh, medium.
I come with the Stella grunting. That's it. I can't escape it.
Stella's going to do all our press from now on, Dr. B.
Yes.
Just get that little sound bite of her going, Whenever there's a question we don't want to answer, just play Stella. How do you feel about Lana? Larry said he's from the hood.
She's our lie detector. And Stella determined that was a lie.
Stella says that smells like bullshit.
Oh, lurking Lana couldn't help keeping her fingers off her QWERTY keyword. Yeah, Jen Lou's great.
I do all right.
Yeah, she's been part of our group since the beginning, but she wasn't active on Watts Island. When did you join Watts Island, like, officially? I think, was it Netflix that finally told you, what the fuck? Might as well go in.
Yeah. I mean, I knew some stuff, right? And then I was like, oh, there's nothing to do. I've watched everything on Netflix. I've run through the Hulus. Prime has nothing. All right, I'll watch it. And I watched it and I was like, oh my God.
Becky, look at her butt.
It is so
I was just
big.
thinking that. Becky, look at her butt.
Yep.
Speaking of Becky's, how about old NK in that latest maybe picture of her? She's getting a little ghetto thickness back there, isn't she? Props to you, NK. Little junk in the trunk.
All right.
Well played.
She's very stressed, you guys. It all just goes to her ass.
It's quarantine eating. So bad. Can't get to the gym. My macros have gone out the window. She got a new ass and a new name.
I did.
So
You wait till the end, Amber, but
hair.
get up here and say hi. I did done, and I wasn't thrilled about it. No, and neither was Ray. So that's all I'll say about that. Yeah, I was shocked. That was, yeah, I was shocked. I had to stop listening. I look at the videos facing this.
Yes, Amelia. NK's got that junk in her trunk. Remember?
Got that boom, boom, pow.
Remember when AD had his gate specialist on? And he would go into gate language. So NK has a very distinctive, or what did he call it? Left something or the other. I forgot the name. It was fun, but
Doesn't she have like a shorter, or like her left leg's a little shorter or something, or there's like a hop in there or something like that on the left side?
Sam.
All right, Sam wins. Well played, Sam. Well played.
Hey, Charity. Foot drag.
Yeah, like whatever the technical term is for big booty. We need to ask the gate guy.
Yeah, if you get a big, like if you have a booty where there was no booty before, does your walk change? I don't know. I've always had ghetto thickness. So that's the Mexican in me.
Damn.
So I don't know from that.
Damn.
What?
Órale, mamacita. No.
No. MK no had the ghetto booty. MK needs a little salsa for her empanada.
She still needs her hair is still greasy. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that was her. I think it might have been Stephanie, though.
Stephanie does not look like that.
How about some
No?
highlights,
No,
NK? You really want to
Stephanie-
turn it up. How about you do
You
something
don't
with
know
that
what
color?
Stephanie looks like, Cher?
I
How
thought
did
I
you
did.
not get around to that?
They don't look similar. I was
At all.
surprised too. I was surprised too, but they don't look similar. They don't even look related, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, I did see a picture of Stephanie.
It all
Wait,
kicked
I
in.
think
Did it all
I'm
fire at
confusing two
once?
different people.
All the synapses just fired. Oh, wait.
Dry shampoo, $2.99 at Walmart. Let me tell you, dry shampoo, it gives me anxiety because I feel like it's even worse than before putting in dry shampoo. But look, when times get hard, I'll be spraying that shit all over the place.
Honestly, if you're going to go walk into the cop shop and you know you're going to be videoed, everybody knows you're on video now, okay? This isn't 1987. All right.
Exactly. Now I know why Jodi Arias was asking for her purse. Like, if I was about to be booked like this, oh, hell no.
How about when she sat back in the chair and was like, you could have done your makeup today, Jodi. Way to go.
Exactly.
Nobody's harder on Jodi than Jodi, y'all. And you know what, girls? In a pinch, if you don't have dry shampoo, you know what else works? Baby powder. I know y'all got that.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't know why I just started talking like I'm from the hood, Larry. Look what you started.
It's Larry's
That's what you made her do.
I'm about to bust the cap.
I actually think
Oh,
that might have
God.
been what got
I'll
us
stick to
shut down,
Bosnian.
is when I started singing Boys in the Hood. I'm pretty sure that's what did it.
No, it was Kai. It was Kai.
Those rat thanks. Kai's hilarious. And
Hey, look,
again,
Larry's here. Yeah. You repping?
yeah.
Who you rep, son?
No, Larry, we said the streets chose you.
Oh my God.
Can take Larry out of the hood. Can't take the hood out of Larry.
Oh.
Yeah,
I never
so
knew.
he can testify. He did say that. I did not imagine that.
No, I heard it, and I laughed when I heard it.
Larry must come up and tell us about his hood experience.
Yes, Larry, let's hear all about your hood rat days. I'm intrigued.
What? We gotta Google it.
Google the Cornhill section of Utica, New York. That doesn't even sound like a real place, Larry. Now you're just making things up. Get up here, Larry. Come and tell us about it.
Only thing I see is a Cornhill Senior Center.
Oh God, Caffeine. See, that you got to watch Caffeine, y'all. She's quiet, but she's feisty. And she comes out with these one-liners out of nowhere.
Oh yeah. Hey, hold on. I got the soundtrack for Larry.
Okay, all right.
You can come in, Larry. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
This isn't monetized.
Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player.
Damn.
Oh man.
Hi.
Amber.
Hey, can you hear me?
Mr. Share.
Hello.
We've missed you.
Is my
Yes,
mic
Amber, we
working?
hear you.
Okay, cool.
Girl,
I don't
you
know.
are late.
I know. I don't know what's up with my picture. I'm working on that. I don't know why it's not showing. Anyway, what are we talking about?
How the
SWATs?
streets chose Larry. Larry didn't choose the streets. How he's a
Larry
former
needs-
hood
Yeah,
rat
he needs to
from
come and explain.
Cornhill neighborhood,
Larry-
which turns out to be a retirement center or some such. I don't know. The Googles have let you down, Larry.
Larry, take your do-rag off and get up here.
You keep your flag on the left side. Yeah, that's the Crip side.
Well, you better watch your step.
Word.
You can't do a crip dance with no knees. You can't crip dance with no kneecaps.
Oh, thank
Whoa.
you, Tam Tam.
All we need is your sister, Dr.B, in a boiling pot of water. Yeah, I know
Which
about
one?
that story.
I got 74 sisters. Which one you need?
Right. Not that your blood sister.
Which one?
Mm.
Thanks, drama. Well, hopefully, if Carolina's still in here, she needed a laugh tonight, so hopefully she's getting that. Yeah, she did. She made the Googles. Hey, Larry.
Girls, 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 girls I do adore. Dr. B, Dr. B, Dr. B, Dr. B. What's up?
What's up, man?
Hi.
You guys are crazy. I'm so glad I was late to this thing, and
What
I came
you
in.
on? What
and
you
think-
on, Larry?
What you want? I just got an 8th for you, so
No, I don't roll like that. I don't roll like that.
me neither.
What
me
you got
neither.
on my 40, Larry?
Me neither. I'll tell you what, Dr. B, though, you talk about Bosnian, they got me elected because we have the largest Bosnian resettlement population here in Utica, New York, in the country. In the country.
Spell them out, Dr. B.
What's the number? Because
Well,
I
I'm
think-
saying population-wise, like our population in Utica is right now like 33%, like 1/3 of our population is Bosnian.
Oh, that's nice.
It's like they've done amazing, and they're amazing people. My ex was Bosnian, and I'm still good friends with everyone. I mean, the whole city is. So,
Well, that's good. I'm glad that one of our, I guess, positive stereotypes is that we are very hospitable. So,
dude, positive. They have awesome stereotypes here, man. The freaking Bosnians have changed this. This city was literally. You guys are joking, but I do love being roasted. But it is the hood. It is. Utica, New York, is known as like basically a mini like Bed-Stuy.
See, that's why the Bosnians were thriving because
Oh, they came in.
we're
I'll
the
tell you a story.
OGs, man. You
My
come from Bosnia.
My ex-girlfriend, I'll tell you a story about her family. They came over from obviously terrible situation, And when they got here, they bought a house in my district that my district was basically, it looked like the South Bronx in the 80s. And it was just, that's how it looked. So we had houses that were literally falling down and they were on the demo list for years and they said they couldn't be rebuilt. Her family begged the city. I was able to get them to the city to give the house to the family for $1. And they lived in tents in the backyard. Now, upstate New York, we get a lot of snow. They lived in tents in the backyard for 2 years while her father and her uncles went to work in the factories and then came home and rebuilt that house for 2 years. If you saw that house today, it's absolutely gorgeous. And now they own like 5 other houses on that block, rent them out. They have businesses throughout the community. This was, of course, when they all first came. I mean, these people are the most, and they don't complain about nothing. They're just hardworking, amazing people. And especially after everything they've gone through. I mean, I'm sorry, I get emotional about all that.
Well, thank you.
I mean,
Well,
I
dry
know,
it up,
I know
Larry.
all
You're
about.
supposed to be from the hood, okay? We don't cry in the hood. What's the matter with you?
Look, Dr. B will tell you. I don't know how old she is or anything, so I don't know. But
I'm
if
not
you guys,
falling
if you
for
guys
that, Larry. No, no.
falling for what?
Flattery will get you
No, I
nowhere
ain't
with
trying to say
Dr. B.
that. It's
I've
a,
already tried. You got to be rough with
no,
Dr. B.
I'm
She
not
likes
trying
it
to.
rough.
I ain't trying to flatter nobody. I don't give a damn. She can hate me all she
Look,
wants. I don't
my
care.
dad,
But
rest
I could
his
tell you,
soul,
like
was a
Srebrenica.
politician. So you
What's wrong
can't,
with that? Hey, there's a reason why I'm not in
you
office
can't
anymore.
sweet talk me,
There's
Larry.
a reason I'm not in office anymore because I tell the truth, and I didn't get into all
You're a
that. So
truth teller.
I do.
Dr. B is like the ODB of
But no,
Bosnia,
I'm saying
okay?
though, you know the story obviously of Srebrenica.
Srebrenica, yes. Mhm.
Yes. Sorry, I probably pronounced it totally wrong, but yeah, no, I mean, like we celebrate that. That's actually a huge holiday. Not holiday. I mean, it's obviously a bad day, but we lower the flags and everything here in the city. It's like a actual day here.
You get extra
Um,
points if you tell me the date right now. What's the date?
oh my God, you know what? I
Get
don't.
the Googles,
I
Gary.
don't know.
I
I'm
mean,
not.
come on.
I could do that, but that would be cheating. I don't know. I don't
July
know.
11th.
July 11th. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
And
now
then
write that down
Grandpa's
because
birthday.
I wish everybody in the chats, if you want to hear about crime, you know, this was crime by a rogue government that, and I would say even our government was very late in doing what we should have done, and the UN and so on. But anyways, you know, she obviously would know more than me. But please go watch some documentaries on what happened there.
Please
Absolutely will
don't.
make you
And if
cry.
you do, like, you have to be careful with the. See, that's another thing. Like, just Bosnia in itself, it's complicated because there
Yeah.
are 3 different people with 3 different narratives. So to come out with like a quality
That's true.
documentary is impossible because you're not going to get the real, like, an objective view, not the real truth, because the truth is, like, shit happened. It was a genocide, point blank, period.
Mhm.
But there are certain, I guess, conversations
Sure.
that are difficult to have surrounding some of this stuff. So it's
That's what I
difficult,
like about
but
the area, the city I live in, is there's a lot of, obviously we have Serbians here too but they all coincide and they've reconciled. Like they're all doing
of
business
course,
together now and living
that's
together.
that's
It's
what
awesome.
fascinates me, because it was so fascinating for me because I lived in Bosnia long enough after the war to see how it impacted psychologically, how it impacted us collectively as a people, and how social norms changed, because something as simple as your name in Bosnia can reveal a lot about you. And it's blatant discrimination, racism, whatever ism you want to call. So it becomes very oppressive and difficult to grow. Like, even trees stopped growing. Like, it's like a dark cloud after, like, post-war in that whole region. So people
Yeah,
are
it's
not,
sad.
yeah, it's pretty dim, but
And there's such amazing people and such a beautiful country too.
yes,
That
but that's the point, because when I came here in the US then, and there are pockets, like, lived in Chicago, in the Chicagoland area. Like I went to school in Chicago, and this Chicagoland area has a pretty big Bosnian population, ex-Yugoslavian population. So I was able to see that unity here where, you know, it didn't matter because we're so far away from home. Those petty little things don't matter anymore. And your name, even though I may have judged you, if we were still in Bosnia, I would have judged you, never would have spoken a word with you. But now we're here. We're both in a foreign ass land, and you're someone who can understand what the fuck I'm saying, you know? So that brings people together. And not to mention that essentially, as much as people want to separate themselves in that region, you know, our cultures are essentially the same. It's the same region. We have the same music, the same traditions. You know, like Jen, who was it? They said, Larry can leave the hood, but the hood can't leave Larry. So
Yeah, no, I didn't say
That's true.
that.
Sorry, my dogs are barking. You're right. I mean, I know
You got
you're
the
joking.
you got
I love.
Laputa there, Larry, or what? Those dogs are barking like you're
Oh
about
yeah,
to
my
like you're getting
fiance's home.
swatted.
She went to get food, so my fiance's home. So I'm probably gonna.
What
I'm gonna
kind of
hang up in
dogs
a
you
minute.
got?
2 little Shih Tzus. They're my best friends.
Aw.
But no, yeah, I
Okay.
know we joke. I've been wanting. I was laughing my butt off. I've been wanting Jen to roast me, but no, yeah. I mean,
That was a
honestly though,
little
but the
that was
city I
a
grew
little
up in.
singe. I didn't
No, it
even
was
really
good.
get it.
I liked it. I was laughing my butt off because most people don't realize. I always joke when I'm talking to people off of this. I'm like, they don't want Street Larry to come out. Like they think like they're getting fooled by this. You know, not that I'm trying to fool anybody because I have been.
A
You know,
thug
in
in a
politics.
cocktail dress, Larry? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I
Is that
mean,
what
like
you're
I
telling
did
us?
grow up. I literally did grow up in the hood. Like that is legit. Like I mean, this. I'll give you an example, and it involves a Bosnian man. He had just come over to the country, barely spoke English at all. Awesome guy, but I was working at the time. I was director of marketing for the city of Utica, and he was begging me a similar situation as the one I told you with my ex, but he was begging me to see a house that was on the demo list, and he wanted to try to get me to try to get it for him off the demo list, and so he could rebuild it. So, long story short, I went to his house, or I went to this house. I met him there. We went in. I showed him around what needed to be done. As we walked out, we're standing on the porch and we're just chit chatting as much as we could with the language barrier. And he's
oh, I
looking
would
out
have loved to hear that shit.
Oh, it was great. Well, he
'Cause,
looked out at the streets,
look,
right? And there was empty lots and drug houses, and there's all these, different
of
curbs
course,
and potholes. And he looks out and he goes,
it looks like
"So,
home.
I don't mean to like, well, not even." He goes, "So what happened?" And I go, "What do you mean?" And he goes, and he starts pointing at the street and stuff. I go,
Mhm.
"The potholes and that?" And he goes, "Yeah, like the whole city. What happened?" And I said, "What do you mean? I don't know." And he goes, "You have war?" I said, "War? No, we don't have wars here." I'm like, "No." I go, "What do you think? We
Oh,
had a
but
war at
that's
like our
where
neighboring
you're
suburb?"
mistaken, Larry.
Well, no, I know, but that's a deeper discussion. But yeah, I mean, he thought like literally we had a war, and he
hmm
was being serious, and it blew me away as a younger at the time. I was 24, and it blew me away that wow, we think we're so great here in America, yet here's a guy that came from a country that was literally in a war, and he thinks we look like we were in a war as well, and that's how bad some of our inner cities are.
Can I
That's
tell you a
terrible.
story that my mom experienced real quick?
Mhm.
And this is a language barrier story. So in Bosnia we have a lot of American culture, I guess, that's trickled down. So we have a lot of American movies on TV and music and things like that. But it's always subtitles. So you're always reading, reading, reading. And there's kind of like a running, I guess, collective joke that whenever you don't understand a language, just say yes, yes. Like, just keep agreeing until they leave you alone. So,
I've heard
so
that.
yeah. So, my mother flew in with my brother who was like 8 at the time. And, they're entering at O'Hare. I'm waiting for them outside and excited to see them and blah, blah, blah. And they're not coming out. They're not coming out. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So now I'm panicking. And my phone rings. My mom went up to the Customs and Border Homeland Security people, and they asked her, "Did anybody else pack your bags for you today?"
Oh no.
She said, "Yes, yes." They said, "Are you aware of any weapons or explosives?" She
Yes,
says,
yes.
"Yes, yes."
Your poor mom.
My
That
sister's
is
like,
I feel
"No."
bad for her,
Not
but
my
that's
sister, my
so
brother.
hilarious.
Yeah, my brother was like playing his little PS whatever thing, and he heard her say yes, yes, and he goes, "No, no, no, she doesn't speak English." So I was like, "Yep, that's my mom. She landed."
Oh god, that had to be awesome.
My mom's like, "I'm here, bitches."
What's funny is your accent. You sound exactly like my ex too. Like you have the same
Oh,
voice
geez,
and
this is
everything.
weird now.
Don't make it weird, Larry.
Yeah,
Don't make
on that
it
note,
weird.
I didn't even realize that was weird when I said it. But okay. On that note, I'm gonna go eat dinner with my fiance. And
Whoa.
Cher, I didn't even get to talk to Cher, but thank you guys for having
But
me.
wait a minute, before
And I didn't even
Larry
talk to my
leaves.
boyfriend Mark.
Before
Hold
Larry
on to-
leaves, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Before Larry leaves, I have to give him back his street rap. I have traveled on the Googles
Uh-huh.
to Unica, New York, and his straight hood.
Trust me, people in New York City, we have a higher. There's a higher murder rate in Utica.
The senior center is
than
boarded up.
Oh, it's gone now. That must be an old picture because it fell down.
So maybe
Fell down.
it's straight life. Maybe you know Alden then. He's a YouTuber. He's funny as hell. He makes
his name?
he's from Utica. Alden.
Alden,
He's
I
a
know
sort
him.
of a DJ.
I know an Alden. Yeah, I didn't know he was a big YouTuber though.
Oh god, he's hilarious because he makes Bosnian parodies about being in America. Oh
Yeah, dude, I think that's
it
Alden.
is
I know. Do you know his
hilarious.
last name? I don't want to say it.
Girl, look.
Girl.
No,
Look,
all right. I'm not
I'll
gonna
drop
say it.
the link. All right, we're not
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
No,
gonna
drop
see
you're in
it.
the
names.
I'm
hood.
pretty
There's
sure
a
it's
liquor
with.
store on the corner.
Just by the way you described
How
it,
you
I'm
gonna
pretty sure I know
snitch
him.
on a brother on the
No, I
live
know. I
stream?
didn't mean for you to say it out loud. But like, I think I know who you're talking about for sure. It's got to be the person I know him personally. I know the family.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
so,
crazy. I didn't know he was a big YouTuber though.
Yeah, it's funny. He makes this video where he drives through Dunkin' Donuts and talks like a straight up, fresh off the boat Bosnian refugee immigrant ordering a freaking burek from Dunkin' Donuts.
The burek. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Oh, and stuffed cabbage.
And that's another thing. We have so many. Not only Bosnian restaurants, we have tons of those, but even tons of Bosnian, grocery stores. The best food. It's awesome. Like I'm half Lebanese, so we actually have a lot of similar foods. Somewhat, like pita and all that. So I'm half Lebanese. I'm half English. So, but I'm basically a white boy.
Damn, Larry, you're just everything.
I'm just a typical New Yorker. We're like a big freaking mashed
the whole
potatoes.
package.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I look like a whole package of dough is what I look like.
Larry, I'm standing in front of the liquor store on the corner of Nelson.
Nielsen, that's where I grew up. Go to 1400 block from Nielsen. That's where I grew up.
Don't fire her up, Larry.
14. You'll see an empty lot
Caffeine is just scoping the area for our takeover.
14. Type in 1410 Nielsen Street.
We're gonna claim that.
About to plant our flag.
It's an empty lot now. The house
Any
burnt
further,
down.
I might need a taser.
I was the only white boy for 4 miles.
What was that again, Larry? I'm in the 1500 block.
Right that was
now,
the nice
Nielsen.
area. That's the nice area.
Oh God, no.
Oh, it is. It is. Wait till you get to the 14. I think there's 3 houses left.
Oh my God, Larry.
Yeah.
I was done when you said the senior center fell down.
Store with the bars all over it.
Oh,
it's called the
gone.
Cornhill Market.
I see a barbecue grill in the front of someone's yard.
Oh, that'll be gone tonight. I'm gonna go get that.
Larry? Can you get Lucy's at that corner store?
Yeah, you can. You can. Of course, you get them for a quarter. They're probably like 50 cents now.
That's what I miss about Grand Prairie, going to the store when you're young and you don't have a whole lot of money and just getting a
Oh yeah, you
Lucy.
just get a Lucy. Let me get one. Get two. They were a quarter at one time, but probably
What is
more
a
now.
Lucy, if you don't mind me asking?
Just one single cigarette. That's what you
Oh,
do in the
wow.
hood. When
In
you
the hood, you go
tow,
to the
you
bodega.
can't afford the whole thing, so
There's
you
some
just buy
gas
one smoke at a
stations.
time.
Oh, here it
Dude,
is.
some
I'm at the
gas stations
supermarket.
still do that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the
Really?
Like,
Yeah,
corner.
they
at
do
straight
it
the
up.
here still. You
supermarket.
could
But
go
the
in any
ones that are
bodega
straight
and
up
be
in
like,
the hood do that.
yeah, they'll sell you. They'll sell you any. They'll sell you their shoes. You give them the right amount of money in those joints. They
I'm
don't
on
play.
your street, Larry. I'm in front of the supermarket right now.
I ain't giving you
Where the bars
I
are.
ain't giving you my new address. See, I've moved up. I've moved up, girls. I live in the
Oh,
suburbs now.
you're like the Jeffersons. The fish don't fry in the kitchen.
Moving on. Moving
Beans don't
on.
burn on the grill.
I'm in the burbs now.
It's gonna be like
Man.
Tourette's. I'm gonna have to sing the whole thing.
I'm in the burbs, and I got two little Shih
Damn.
Tzus with a pink
Mama
collar.
Bear was high end. She was selling Lucy's for $1. Damn, Mama Bear.
The markup is real.
What you got in
Damn.
the
Mama Bear's a
Jacksonville.
hustler.
Moonchild's from Jacksonville. Jacksonville's got some hoods, boy, that'll make
She's
even
an
New York City look safe.
entrepreneur.
Oh, in Florida?
Oh yeah,
Jacksonville,
Jacksonville.
Florida? Oh,
I
yeah.
got lost there. I went to college in Florida, in Tampa, but I had a friend who had a girlfriend at University of North Florida, which was in Jacksonville, and we got lost one night in Jacksonville. I thought Jacksonville, this little Florida southern town. Here I was, this tough guy from New York. We got lost in some hoods down there, boy. I was locking my doors. I'm like, nah, bring me home.
You weren't ready.
Yeah,
Florida's different.
it
Different. It's
it
a
was-
different place.
It sure
I'm not
is.
from here. I just live here now, but it's a different place. It's just different.
Some of those Miami, boy, you don't want to get caught up in some of those neighborhoods in Miami. It's a whole different ballgame down there.
Welcome to Miami. Sorry.
Bienvenidos
Yeah,
a
you
Miami.
know.
Okay,
I would be
Mr.
fine.
Welcome to Miami.
Yep. To Miami.
Mr. Sheriff, before we end this,
Yeah.
tell people what you still need for your documentary.
Oh my God, I got a video of something. I'm gonna do a little interview.
Oh, I still want to email you about that. I want to be in there.
See, you
know what
guys
we
have
could
to
do?
get on that.
Mark or Mr. Sheriff
Yeah.
is like I just did an interview for. I'm doing a live tomorrow, so I did They have to work, so I just went on to StreamYard and did a pre-recorded interview. I don't know if that would look good on the type of documentary you're doing though, but that's the first time I've done that, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. We could do a pre-recorded, and then I could play it during tomorrow's live. So I don't know if that would work as something you could do for yours, but I don't know if you want the whole StreamYard look because yours is more professional.
Yeah, it needs to be. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I need people to follow and understand for it.
Right. I might do one where I just kind of bring my lights down, try to set up, just because I'm bored. Sorry if my dogs are growling. They're now fighting over a toy. But yeah, I might set up my lights and try to get a nice little backdrop and do a decent one where I'm looking off to the side as if you're interviewing me. And just kind of tell my story. Just, yeah, I got involved for this and that. You've all heard it already, but if you can use it, you can use it. If not, throw me on the cutting floor.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking. But there's specific things I want people to talk about, though.
Okay. Oh yeah, I have your email. I'll shoot you an email. If there's something that you want me to talk about, or if you just want me to shut up, you can tell me to shut up too.
There you go.
There you
The
go.
kind of person you want to work with right there.
Hey, I'm just here to try to help. I throw it out there. If you want it, take it. If not, throw it back.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm gonna go get my food on now. I'm gonna keep listening though.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
Make sure you guys keep roasting me there,
Peace
Jenna.
out.
Don't let me down. And Dr. B,
Bye, Larry.
don't let me smooze you over, Dr. B. You better still be rough on me.
Bye, Larry.
Bye, Larry.
ladies.
Take it easy.
Bye, Mark.
Bye. Приятно.
Okay, there you go. His email's on there, right? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, you guys email him.
Yeah, I want to because I really, I was hoping it wasn't too late.
No,
he's-
still waiting for people.
Okay, cool.
But when is too late, babe?
That too late is coming soon because I'm gonna have to start working on it, sending people out instructions and stuff.
Okay. I love that trailer. Every time I see it, it gives me chills at the end.
Yeah. Lots
The
of
whole
people say
face
that.
thing, that turned out really freaking good.
We're gonna play it, right? Oh, is that? Sorry, I was looking at the chat.
Deep diving into these cases is like dancing with the devil. But when you dance with the devil doesn't change. He changes you.
Boom.
Fancy schmancy.
That's freaking awesome, man.
No iMovie templates for this guy.
Well, you got studs, Prairie boy.
yeah,
Well done.
That's badass. It really
I
is.
like. I really enjoy Yoda and R2D2's cameo in there. It's my favorite. I like Star Wars. What can I say? If you could work Chewbacca in there in some type of way, that'd be even better. Just get everybody
every
in
now
there.
and then I'm just gonna go.
What are you going to
awesome.
rate? What kind of rating are you going for? Like just not, like R? Because you don't. I mean, I'll send you something if you want me to, but I don't know how to act right. So
That's why I'm hesitating too. I'll start cussing in like 5 minutes.
I mean, if you tell me, Jen, look, you're just not the droid we're looking for, I'll be fine with that. Because I don't know how to act.
I'll put duck sounds over it or something. That's stupid.
No, make me beep. Make me beep like R2D2, the foulest droid in the whole galaxy. They bleeped out all his words.
Now, how about every time I cuss, you, instead of beeping it out, just replace it with NK's like whining noise. Just why?
Oh, her giggle.
And that will like
The giggle,
decondition my brain, like, aversiveness, you know what I mean? So then you'll actually help me cuss less.
It's like hypnotizing you.
I could get you a shock collar at PetSmart, and every time you swear, I'll just shock you.
Yeah, I'd rather the shock collar.
Basically, I was using NK as the shock. Because I'm a wuss. I don't like pain.
Oh, stop it, Tug Life.
You can have her
It's just a little tiny buzz.
Have her go, why?
Yeah.
My favorite is the no, never.
Oh yeah, never.
Oh, Max, no, I haven't seen it, but I've heard about that just today. I got to check it out.
Now I'm looking for Max.
Yeah, me too. Well, I want to check it out. I like to check things out.
Where is Max?
We're all scrolling. Nobody else talks.
Oh, yes, I put that on my watch list. Max.
Jen,
What
do you
is
see
it?
Gwendolyn says?
Damn, now I lost it again. Murder in Middle Beach.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I'm like 5'4". I am kind of a midget.
That's how tall I am.
I might have shrunk. I'm older now. I might be 5'3" now. Who knows? But last time I checked, I was 5'4".
Larry says he's going to watch Boys in the Hood.
Word, Larry, word.
Break yourself, fool. I could do lines from that movie too.
I picture Larry right now with some of those like tattoos you use water to put on.
But he rubbed too hard and it's only partially on there.
We need to get him a face tat.
Larry's sitting there with an assortment of do-rags.
Just don't snitch like Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Hey, did you watch that
Yeah, you'll get memed forever.
Sure did. There's one on Netflix, I think, isn't it? And then the one on Showtime. The one on Showtime's good too.
Yeah, I watched it. Oh, I didn't know there was one on Netflix. I just watched it.
No, Hulu. I lied. Hulu. It's on the Hulus.
Look, let me be real here, okay? Like he cut a lot of slack. I haven't watched the documentary, but I read the the court stuff that was, and
he's a snitch, yo.
He's worse than a
Hell no.
snitch.
I would have been sitting up there on that stand a long ass time ago talking about him did it, Your Honor. Because those
Dr. B
people
would have been like, I got pictures, I've got video.
I
My
got
friend Jen
I got
down this.
screenshots.
Yeah, that's what she
bitch.
would be saying.
Lock up the next 9 generations of this motherfucker.
My pal Jen Lou, she has the screenshots that would shut a bitch's respiratory system down. Get her ass in here. She'd be ratting us all out.
You know why? Because those people, man, like, yeah, when you read the story, it just...
He wouldn't have
did,
made it in
like-
prison with his prior charge, for sure.
I mean, they tried to kidnap him and all kinds of crap. So I mean,
Yeah, so I don't blame
That's what
him.
happens when you
So
play
he gets
gangster and not and aren't one.
Yeah, so from the hood, Dr. B, he gets a pass.
it was a good man. The way they did the documentary was great, though. Like the
I haven't
narration.
watched it.
Oh,
I
it
didn't
really
even know
was.
there was one.
Yeah, there's one on Hulu and one on Showtime.
Damn,
It's
son.
worth it.
It's worth it. I'll give you
I'll
my
check it
login,
out.
Dr. B. Don't worry about it. I got you.
You can't say that anymore.
No, I
We're
got it.
cracking
I
down
got it.
on that.
Beat me.
You know,
Wait.
I got my database of documentaries, girl.
Yeah, we got to get on that third one because the third and fourth one are long.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready.
All right. Well, you say you're ready, but we never do it.
Because you know how I operate. You
I
need
do.
to
I'm going to have to steady nag. I can
initiate
already
it.
feel it. Yeah, I know. Always got to be the chaser, Dr. B.
Yep.
I'm not used to this.
Yep. Because Jen's like, hey, when are you going to do part 2? And I'm like, on it.
I got to use my firm voice.
I'm the
Yo.
Chris Watts of the group, okay? I need to be told what to do and how to act.
Oh my god.
I told y'all thought I was playing when I said Dr. B likes it rough. She does.
I haven't graduated to butt stuff yet, though.
No,
I think that's what separates me from Chris
That's what-
Watts.
That's
oh my
what
god.
the butt stuff is what makes them go crazy.
That's what and the family annihilism
Dude,
stuff.
that's true. That's all he had to do was do it in the butt, and look what happened.
Yeah.
He got a little backdoor action and lost his whole ass mind.
His whole mind.
Now he's ordering Vaselines and jelly beans
Oh my
all over the
God.
goddamn place.
And spare underwears.
Who was it? I think it was either Cher or it might have been you, Dr. B. I was on a panel with him. They were saying just how many like things that were lube like that he was claiming were for different reasons, like his dry skin or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
But-
needs to moisturize.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Colorado has a very balmy atmosphere. Give me a break.
Especially when you're just in that cell all day. Like, come on.
Where it
You getting
smells
ash? Chris says, I need that Vaseline. I'm ashy.
Let me tell you guys, I worked in Wisconsin Department of Corrections, and something that is ingrained in my memory forever is that odor, that like prison smell.
Oh God.
Where it
Jail
just like
smells bad.
gets under your skin. They have these little prayer oils that they try to use, like you know, a cologne or whatever. That only makes it worse.
Gross.
But
It's a
imagine
horrible smelling
it's
place.
punishment
Oh.
enough. Like just being there 40 hours a week or whatever, like was bad enough for me. I felt like I went nose blind. But imagine having to live there. I mean, it smells like
Oh, it's awful.
yeah. Shower shoes, like it
smells like
What's
rubber
that?
shower shoes. Like,
What's that
non-stop.
TikTok?
that.
10 cans of bounce that ass.
It just has that like danky, like I don't even know if that's a
It smells like
word,
feet. It smells like feet and fart and everything bad you can think of.
just
Put-
like
mixed together.
rubber shower shoes, and just that's what it smells like, and it lingers, and I can't get it out of my nose. So when he says that he needs a lot of jelly for dry skin, like who knows, maybe
Hey.
he's losing his
Maybe
senses.
Maybe he's making his own
Chapstick.
sugar scrub. I don't know, body butter.
Wait, were the jelly beans real?
I don't know, girl.
Okay.
Why
I
did you
mean-
get all
Yeah, I
serious
mean,
that
there
real
were-
quick? Cher came in like Barbara
There
Walters.
were.
Because
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
I never
back
know.
to the jelly beans. Were the jelly beans
Because
real?
I was like,
Jelly beans.
No,
it
they
wouldn't-
were
it
because
wouldn't surprise me anymore.
they were because it's not just Jodi Arias that likes Tootsie Pops and jelly, whatever the hell, Rock Pops, whatever. It's Chris too, because didn't he say something along the lines of
It
he
was
wants
Powerade.
jelly
No.
beans, funnel cake, some other shit, but that would be like a cheat night. Wink. Remember that bullshit ass text message? he
You know
sent
what?
to NK?
Somebody write. Hey, Prairie, aren't you going to write Chris Watts? I
Oh,
know
yeah,
we've all
I'm
been.
getting right on that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Lord.
I've been hearing about this letter writing for months. But if you do write him, could you just ask him for his prison pie recipe?
Oh my God.
It's a thing.
Larry.
I'm gonna mute myself because obviously I haven't been out in a long time. I'm not I'm gonna behave.
Well, you guys, I'm going to
Cher's
end
gotta
this
get
tonight.
off.
Yeah.
She's like, on that
I
note.
gotta get out of here.
Perfect. Thank
Larry
you,
made me
Cher.
uncomfortable bringing the hood all in here and everything. And
What?
What?
I'm kidding. I'm
Oh.
kidding.
I was
You're
like,
the-
wait a minute.
It's Cher. It's because you have that you get that serious Barbara Walters interviewer voice.
Yeah.
We're all joking and laughing, and here comes Cher. Wait, back to the jelly beans.
I know. I can't. I'm not gonna say why it popped into my head, but
I think I know why.
well, you said making chapstick. I was thinking something else.
Is it bees?
Oh, Lord.
Because that's where I went. There you go. It is.
said
That's why she snorted.
Yes.
Nail hammer. Poor Cher. Wrecked your whole joint. I'm so sorry. I told y'all not to invite me up. I told y'all I don't know how to act.
But did Chris? Oh my God, I am very overtired. I think.
Well, Cher, in any case, thank you so much for having
Thank
us.
you. Yeah, thank you. Sorry I couldn't get up here sooner.
Well, I
Thank you,
appreciate you,
Cher.
Caffeine and Jen and Dr.B. I appreciate you sharing the experiences because I've asked a few other people to do it. I do think it's important for people to kind of get it because like some people said in the chat, we've been dealing with certain people, but it hasn't been talked about.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what the family relies on, honestly. They just think we won't talk until it looks like they aren't involved all over social media like the other family is, but they really are. Well, now we know.
Yeah, and that was
Yeah,
something
they are.
that was something that you said in the very beginning, and I think I was one of those people who had that opinion too, that because I think at one point in one of my videos I even said, you don't see the Watts on social media threatening people like the Ruseks are, like, so I definitely did go down that trap, but yeah, I definitely. But then again, like I never did like mouthpieces, so I never really gave that much weight either. So I didn't pay attention in the beginning a lot. But yeah, I mean, definitely. Just a
But
lot of
maybe this will be a cautionary tale for people who are considering trying to help, air quotes, the Watts. They'll realize that the help is actually hurting and they won't do it. So maybe some good can come from this. Look at me being half full.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, Jen.
I would say listen, because everyone can't be lying.
Right. That's right. I saw a
That's-
question, but I lost it. Why is it seeming everyone's so paranoid now about people now? I mean, because we've all been screwed and there's so many lies going on. That's why.
I'm just not really a people person. Not a fan. It's had nothing to do with the Watts. They didn't do this to me. People did this to me. I can't even make it. Don't put me in your documentary, Prairie Boy. I can't.
I'll tell over YouTube. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you again, Caffeine, Dr. B, Jen. Amber, you're late, girl, but I still love you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
And
so
thanks
much.
everyone in chat, all the mods, all the members. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Love you, girl.
Thanks
Good
for all
night,
the
you
super
guys.
chats anyway.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.